My name is Gwinnett Broussard, and I first heard about the Morales brothers through a supplier. I had been looking for a particular type of product, and I happened to mention to her that I was looking for a general contractor to do the remodeling of my home. And she said, well, I have several general contractors I can recommend, and so she did. She gave me several names, and she gave me Morales Brothers as her #1 choice. Well, it just so happened that that same week I was going to my hairdresser, and she said, what's going on? And I told her about my remodeling project that I was thinking about doing, but I was having trouble finding a general contractor. And she said, well, I used a general contractor, and he was great. I said, well, who did you use? And she said, well, I used Morales Brothers. Well, you can imagine my surprise, because I just heard about Morales Brothers from the supplier, and here was my hairdresser telling me this exact same thing. So that's when I said, you know what, I'm going to pick up the phone. I'm going to call Morales Brothers, because that's just too coincidental that in 1 week I get the same recommendation for a general contractor. So that's how I first heard about Morales Brothers. So the service I bought was really the remodeling expertise that Morales Brothers brings. And what I mean by remodeling, I mean total remodeling. So they provided to me everything from my flooring to my custom cabinetry, custom countertops. They even did drywall. They made sure that everything that I had envisioned for my family room, my kitchen, and my laundry room, which is what my project was all about, was absolutely perfect from a remodeling perspective. And for me, that was really important. So the products they provided to me, I mean, the custom cabinetry was spectacular. I had envisioned a certain type of cabinet door, and the Morales Brothers listened very, very closely to what I had envisioned, and then went out and sought a way to actually construct that cabinet door in order to make my dream come true as to what I envisioned my kitchen to be. So, you know, the products also, what was great is they also told me sometimes, you know, did you think about this product versus that product? Because again, as a homeowner, I don't have the expertise that the Morales Brothers has. They have done hundreds and hundreds of types of projects, and so they have seen all kinds of different ways of constructing a kitchen or a family room, or any room for that fact. And so the product choices that I might have assumed, they gave me alternatives. And then we decided what would be the best in order to really make my dream come true. I would say Morales Brothers was probably one of the best experiences that I've ever had. In my professional life, I have hired many contractors, and just like any industry, you have those that excel and those that don't. And usually those that excel provide their customers with 3 things, and that is they have integrity, they communicate well, and they deliver what they promise. And Morales Brothers does all 3 of those to a degree that's far superior to others. So for me, even when we started with the bid project, Morales Brothers was given the parameters of what I wanted as far as the bid was concerned. And so they immediately got to work on that, and they delivered it on time so that I could evaluate the bid. Whenever we started demolition, they were here on time, began demolition. Everything went as expected. And the great thing about it was the schedule was to a T. If anything, if they said they were going to be at my home at 8 o'clock in the morning. They were here at 8 o'clock in the morning. And they were here every single day of the project. There was never a 4-week lull or a 3-week lull, which I've had that experience with contractors where they say they're going to do something and then all of a sudden they don't appear at your home for 2-3 weeks because they have another job going. But not Morales Brothers. When they gave me a complete schedule ahead of time and they said, this is how we're going to operate our project, it's exactly how they did it. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. And then in addition to that, if there was anything that happened during the project, all I had to do was contact the project manager and he immediately rectified it or found a solution to whatever the issue was. And so the thing that just absolutely amazed me, again, is just the professionalism that Morales Brothers had. I can't speak enough as to how impressed I was by that. You can tell that they really, really cater to the customer. They keep a clean work site. Again, in my professional life, I've seen numerous projects, and you can always tell a really great project manager by the fact that he keeps his staff working towards completing whatever the task is for the day, but at the end of the day, before they leave the home, the work site is clean. And if there's ever an issue, they always come back and ask if there was anything else that they needed to do. So for me, the experience was absolutely wonderful. And I would recommend Morales Brothers to anyone in any type of capacity. I would recommend the Morales Brothers to anyone because they're a company that you can trust. They have the unbelievable amount of integrity that you expect in a professional. Everybody on their staff believes in approaching the project in a professional way. And I got to a point, and as did my family, of believing that they were part of our family. They were able to laugh with us, joke with us. We looked forward to seeing them every day. They were the type of people that you would invite to your house and enjoy a meal together. So for me, that's the kind of contractor that I would recommend to anybody. As a matter of fact, I've already done it. My next door neighbor actually is thinking about doing a remodeling job, and she's been watching the whole project that's been going on here at my home, and she came to me just recently and said, well, how was your experience with your contractor? And I told her flat out, I said, I'm going to tell you, it was unbelievable. I would recommend them to anybody. So again, Morales Brothers delivers exactly what you want, when you want it, and gives you the type of faith that you should have in dealing with a contractor because they're trustworthy.